Hi, now today I'm going to Kingsgate International School again. This time I invite the co-founder and also the director of Global Service, Miss Shaana Parry, to have an interview. And also I'll show you what is going on in the actual class for year 1, year 5, and of course also nursery class. Okay, today I'm here at Kingsgate International School at Bukit Jalil. Now, thank you, Miss Shaana Parry, to accept my invitation for the interview. Now, for those parents who are interested to send their children from overseas to Malaysia to study in international school, this is a good chance that Miss Shaana Parry will personally explain to you what the school is all about. Now, before that, I know a lot of parents, you have a lot of questions. Now, I bring your question to Ms. Shaana Parry. This is the most frequently asked questions by parents to me.
Perfect.
Okay, even years before, even 2-3 years before this, I was asked the question repeatedly.
Okay.
Every time it's more about or less the same question.
Yeah.
Okay, now first thing, now Kingsgate International School, how many students are there right now as of today in the school?
As of today, we have 119 students.
So out of this 119, how many are there from foreign students?
So we're a true international school with about 57% of our students being from overseas, and the remaining percentage are local students.
So 57%, that means it's around what, 60 students?
Yes.
So in terms of foreign students, where are they come from? Regions or countries? Where are they come from?
Yeah, really from all over. We have many students from Japan, China, Korea, the Middle East, Russia, Australia. We have some from Denmark, we have some from America, so from all over the world.
Okay, that means 57% from overseas, and then nearly 40% from the local students.
Yes.
So out of this 57%, they are from everywhere in the school.
Absolutely, all over.
All right.
I want to say that the highest percentage are probably from Japan, China, and Korea, and Russia would be our highest percentages.
Okay, now students from Japan, Korea, and China.
China, yes.
So when they send their kids to the school, do they say why they send their kid to Kingsgate?
Yeah, I think Kingsgate is such a unique school in the way. First of all, it's managed by Global Services in Education, which is me and my husband's company. And we have schools in many places in the world that we help manage, including China and the Middle East. So we have quite a name for ourselves in those areas. When they come to Kingsgate, they see immediately that we have a huge focus on innovation and design. Because what we realize is our students today, the jobs that they have haven't even been invented yet. The world is constantly changing. So we need to set students up to be innovators and designers. And we do that by teaching that solid foundation and then quickly getting students to use those ideas to create new, better ideas. So when they see the passion and our amazing teachers, it's a very simple decision for our parents to make.
Now, talking about parents, especially those from overseas, where the parents themselves are not really familiar with Malaysia international school or any national school system. Now, a lot of parents ask me if they can send their children to school to study, say for weeks or 2 weeks, to see how the school performs. Is that possible in Kingsgate? some kind of like immersion programs for short terms. Is that possible?
So I think you're talking about like a trial class.
Trial class or trial class normally will take only 3 days, 4 days.
Yeah.
Some parents may want a slightly longer terms, like I don't know, a weeks or half month. Is that possible in Kingsgate?
So let me explain to you our philosophy on that. We welcome parents to come and see our classes at any time, absolutely any time. But I'm making this statement with something that I think our current parents will agree with. If we allow a student to come in for, let's say, a week or 2 weeks, and the teacher is spending time, catching the student up and getting the student involved and doing all the things that they're passionate about to make sure that the student is caught up with the work that's been done up until that point. And then the student, after a week, then goes to another school to do that. Well, it takes away from the time for our students who are paying tuition and who have been here. So we tend to not do trial classes for years 1 and above, just for that reason. It takes them a little more time than 1 week to get into the groove, to experience the success, to catch up on everything. Now for our early years program, we do think that's important for early years students. They need to be able to play together. Sometimes separation anxiety for the children and the parents is real. So we do things like that in our early years program. But in year 1 and above, where it's so academically focused, we also just find it's not something good for the child. Them coming into a school for the week and adjusting their learning and their behaviors and then to be moved out.
So trial class
for early years,
for early
absolutely.
years is okay. So how long would it be?
Usually parents just ask us for a day or 2. They see how well their child is fitting in, and to be honest with you, we're at 100%. So anyone who's done a trial class in our early years program has joined our class within days.
Is a trial class chargeable or free?
So we do a free trial class for 2 to 3 days for parents. That is a free trial class, yes.
Good, free trial class. Now, let me get to a more difficult question, I believe. Now, for me, I have been visited quite a lot of international schools, especially those in KL City, ISKL, BSKL, the British School of Kuala Lumpur, Mount Kiara, Guardian, IGB, ISP, all these are so-called, some parents group them as a tier 1 school, right?
Yes.
Their tuition fees, of course, is very, very expensive.
Yes.
Compared to this school, where they have a long history in Malaysia, some even go, you can trace back to 60 years old.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, how do you compare Kingsgate to them? Right, I understand that Kingsgate only established in
2018.
2017, 2018, yeah.
So that is a great question. One of the things that we're passionate about is making sure that high quality premium education is accessible to all parents and students. Those schools that you mentioned, those tier 1 schools, those are great schools. Our school is just as good. We have the most amazing teachers at our school, absolutely without a doubt. Our teachers, up against any of those teachers at tier 1 schools, no difference. They are absolutely incredible, and I can't say that enough. Not only are they incredible with what they do professionally, but they're great role models and demonstrate good, positive behaviors for students. They're kind people. What we say at Kingsgate is that we're a tier 1 school with tier 2 pricing, because that's exactly what it is. We offer the same expat teachers who are certified in their home countries, who are amazing teachers, who are continuously professionally developing themselves, but we do it at tier 2 prices.
Yeah, that's what I can see from your tuitions here. Very competitive price, at least if compared to ISKL, BSKL, and all the school. Well, they are about maybe 1.5 times more expensive than yours. For nursery to year 6, it could be double of that.
Yes.
Now, one of the questions that parents often ask me is that now during applications,
Yes.
right? You have one interview. All international schools they have one interview for the enrollments, right? Before enrollments. Now, what is the purpose of the interview? The overseas parents, right, from China, from Japan, I believe, even from Korea, they always think that, all right, their children's English is not that good. Will they fail the interview? Now, this is the question that I've been asked more than 100 times.
I get asked that a lot also. And the answer is, the interview isn't to say, you know, and I should go back and say, we have a lot of parents who say, well, please don't interview my child because their English isn't good yet. And we're like, no, but that's okay. We just need to do that interview so we make sure that we set your child up for success. We need to know where they are so we can create a program to make sure that we have them placed in the right grade level. We need to make sure that we're offering enough English language support to get them caught up in their English. So that interview and that admissions test that students take, it isn't to say, you know, denied or anything like that. It's an opportunity for us to say, let's see what grade level they're working on, and let's look at that with their age to make sure we're placing in the correct tier level. But also, do we need to have extra English language support programs? And if so, how many a week do we need and are being suggested? So that's what those tests are for. It's strictly to create a successful plan moving forward for their child.
Right. Now, for those children's age 3, 4, 5, right? I believe they can catch up the English very fast within 6 months, a year, or 2 years. Yeah. Now, but for students who are already at year 6, year 7, right? In one hand, they have to catch up the academics, and then the other hand, they have English issue. So now, if parents who have children age 12, how the interview will be affect them? Will the Kingsgate reject them if their proficiency in English is terribly bad? Will that happen?
So I have an example of this. So a year ago, we're in the middle of the pandemic, we're doing online schooling, and we had a student from China, their family was getting ready to move to Malaysia. So he wanted to go ahead with everyone being online. The dad thought, what a great idea that I'll go ahead, enroll in Kingsgate, and get my child started in classes. So online, we did the assessment, so we knew that her English was very low. So what we did was we focused really hard on her English language support, and we had her teachers working with her in an environment that they could introduce English concepts to her and do it in a way with their ELL training that helped her be successful and be learning English at the same time. Now she's since moved to Malaysia, took a while with the borders being closed, but now that she's here, she's in regular classes, and we just moved her down to one English language support class a week, and that's the time for her just to sit down with her academic notebooks and go over any words that she's struggling with for translation. But you would be surprised at children who are submerged in the environment, in the English environment, and with the proper help and support, how fast they can learn the language.
How old is the child?
The child is 15 years old.
15 years
She was
old.
14 when she enrolled, but a couple weeks ago turned 15 here on campus.
So what you say is 15 years old child from overseas where before the enrollment, his or her English is
Her English very, very low.
but within a short period of time with the language enhancement programs he or she pick up the course.
And this is why, absolutely, that's correct. And this is why it's so important to us when we hire teachers. We not only make sure that they're certified in their home countries, but we make sure that they have worked with English language learners and that they're able to understand how students learn language and how to unpack that for them in the classroom to make sure they're successful.
Now, I have a story to tell you.
Okay.
I got a friend from, not a friend, I have several friends from China, right? Their children is just age 4 or 5 when they migrated to KL a few years ago. They went to a certain international school. They go through the whole interview process, but eventually they were rejected because of language issue. Now the school did not really say reject them. The school asked them to go for a tuition focus in English and come back to the school again for another interview sessions.
Yeah.
Will that happen to
That wouldn't happen. Yeah, that wouldn't happen here. And this is why my husband and I, we lived in China for 8 years, and it was a learning experience for us, not speaking any Mandarin, moving to a different country. So we completely understand that. But a lot of schools aren't built for English language support because they don't have that as a priority at their school. At Kingsgate, it is a priority. It's a priority to make sure that as many students as we can accept in that can be successful, that we can teach them English and that we can teach them to be successful and be good academic students and good people. That's what we want to do. So we're here to help with the English language support as they're learning academics and as they're learning social English with friends and building that community environment for them.
Okay, now let's talk about your academic teaching staff.
Yes.
Right? Now, how many percent of them are from native English speaker?
So all of our core teachers and homeroom teachers are native English speakers, expat teachers. They're from America, the UK, Canada, and Australia, and they are incredible.
Okay, now I understand that Kingsgate have classes up to year 12, right?
Yes.
So do you intend to organize A-level course or IB course in the very near future?
Yes.
About 2-3 years?
Yeah, so what we'll do is this year we only had students up to that grade level, so we introduce a new grade level every year. What we're going to do with our A-levels is we're actually going to run some pathway programs as well. And so students who want pathway programs will have that choice and A-levels will have that choice. So any student, hopefully we can meet their needs that way.
Now, in Klang Valley, including Selangor and KL, there are more than 80 international schools.
Yes.
In this area alone, right, we have not included Penang, JB or other places in Peninsula. Out of 80 international schools, why parents want to send the children to Kingsgate?
There's so many reasons. First, our amazing teachers. I can't speak highly, more highly than I do every day. Coming and seeing them in action, parents immediately get it. Secondly, we're a tier 1 school at tier 2 pricing. there's no reason to go and pay double the money in some situations and get a superior education right here at Kingsgate. Number 3 is that we're focused on innovation and design. We know that we need to build the next global leaders, and that's what we want to do at Kingsgate. So we're passionate about making students engaged in their learning and excited about coming to school and making sure that they can take old ideas and create new ideas from them. So we're passionate about students being a huge part of their learning journey. They're at the center of education here. We make sure everything is student-centered, and we drive all of our decisions with the idea, what's best for children? And that's how every decision is made at Kingsgate.
All right, now one last question before we go to the classes. Now, if parents want to send their children to Kingsgate, what do they need to do?
They need to contact Kingsgate. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook. All of our contact information is there. Look us up on the web, and we'll take care of the rest for you. And we'll make sure that it is a smooth transition for you and your child.
Okay, thanks for having this interview this morning.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's go to the class.
Definitely do not want anybody to say the answer out loud. The test question, they will have the answer in your head. So, I have the answer, and then close your eyes and really quiet. No shouting out when you're done. I'll see when you're done. And no shouting out when you're done. Your answer, not hold on. So, hold your table, write the date and date, and when you're done, tick the mark. When you're ready, here.
Hello.
Taking a video of cheese. Cheese.
Do you like the school? Do you like your teachers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Ishan, Dian, and Jarvis, can you stand up, please? You three are going to go to Mr. Stewart's classroom for a little while. Marcus, please put up a mark. Because we're going to do some phonics. So you three, yes?
I need to mark this one.
Oh, thank you. Okay, you three are going to go to Mr. Stewart's classroom. Elizabeth, you're also going to go to Mr. Stewart's classroom. Hey, you need to practice. You too. Okay, while we wait for the steward, we're gonna go over our sound. Low.
No.
Closer.
No.
Very good. May.
And that is for today. If you have any questions, please drop me your questions and I'll try to reply you as soon as I can. Alright, bye.